হ্যালো গাইস, আজকে আমরা ফেরত চলে এসেছি গানশিন ইম্প্যাক্টে। তো আমাদের ওয়ান্ডারারের যে ইন্টারলুড চ্যাপ্টার 3 ইন্টারলুড চ্যাপ্টার অ্যাক্ট 3 যেটা চলছে সেইটাকে আমরা কন্টিনিউ করবো আজকে গাইস। তো উইদাউট ডিলে চলো গাইস, লেটস বিগিন। ভাই ঢুকে স্টমাক ক্র্যাম্পস আলাদাই দাবি। ঠিক আছে নট আ প্রবলেম। আমে নোমা তোগো। চলো গাইস নেভিগেট করি আমে নোমা তোগো কাছে আমরা চলে যাব। তো গাইস এই পাবলিক লোয়ার টিমিটার ছিল তখন। এই ধাপাস করে পড়লো গাইস।
Ah, it's been a while.
তাই নাকি? It's been a while.
Go ahead.
Ride and Gokaden.
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokaden, comprised of 5 branches: Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju.
Okay, Senju
the
clan
art of
এখানেও
forging
আছে।
practiced by these 5 clans, most of the great sword. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokaden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were. Paima remembers that
Kaidehara
now.
Kazuha এতে
We
মানে
learned a bit
possessed
about the
হয়ে
decline of the Raiden Gokaden then too.
possessed হয়ে
It
যে
seems
ব্লেডটা
like
বানিয়েছিল
such a
সেটাই
shame.
রাইডেন গোকাডেন।
In fact, he told me that there is no harm in telling you the Raiden Gokaden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion
আলাদাই কেস।
and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left in his heart, powerless and destitute. Alas, finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokaden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. His goal, but when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? On to the next stop. Lead the...
চলো গাইস আমরা চলে যাব। কায়দাহারা কাজুয়ার কাছে। কায়দা করা কাজুয়া। ও আমরা রিচ করে ফেলেছি, মেইন গেটে আসলাম।
Traveler, it's been a while.
হিরো তাৎসু আর এই গলা, নামটা গাইজ ম্যাচ করছে না, মানে নাম আর ভয়েস কিন্তু ম্যাচ করছে না।
If you're looking for the commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate.
Are they out on business?
The commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until...
কামিসাতো
What do you think?
ক্ল্যানে আমরা
Shall we
ঢুকে
go in?
পড়েছি, আর চুমনও ঢুকে পড়েছে আমাদের মিটিং এ।
If it were anyone...
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say? Of course, traveler.
চুমন আওয়াজ
Yes,
দিবি
I know
ভাই।
who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you. What would you like to know?
শুনতে পেলাম না ভাই।
Oh, they're both very... As for the commissioner himself, well,
খুব
you
আস্তে শুনতে
know,
পাচ্ছি ভাই।
busy as ever.
যেটা করেছিস
That much hasn't...
So pretty much business is
very...
এনার্জি নেই, শরীর দিচ্ছে না ভাই। মাথা এত যন্ত্রণা করছে, মনে হচ্ছে মাথাটা খুলে রেখে দিই।
well. Got any more questions?
গাইস পাইমনের দাবি হচ্ছে যে এখন আর আমাদের কোনো
You're
কোয়েশ্চেন
very
নেই।
well, Miss Kamis, I must say.
তাহলে চুমন তুমি কি করবে?
I'm
তুমি কি
whenever the
রেস্ট নেবে?
commissioner dines at home. Toma, oh, with the commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance
Yes,
to take
তুমি
his
কাউন্ট
meals at
করেছো এবং
home.
তোমার
But
আন্ট
given the
ফেটেছে।
opportunity, he always prefers to dine
আন্ট
here.
বলেছি এ
They
এন্ড ডি।
say it's because Toma is a much better chef than most. They get to talking about you. Some Miss Kamisato occasionally join. It's been many as someone who is old
দাদা
and
আপনার
gray
কথা তো
enough
গাইস
to have
পুরোটার
watched
উপরে
their
আমি
son
শুনতেই
and
পাচ্ছি না।
so in the future, if wonderful.
Paimon likes Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon.
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're,
তাহলে গাইস আমরা চলে যাব টাটারাসুনাতে। টাটারাসুনা।
great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep,
Yes,
everything's taken care of.
Very well. Safe
কিন্তু চুমন তোর কথা তো ভাই শুনতে পাচ্ছি না, কি করা যায়?
ভাই আমি শুতে যাচ্ছি, কালকে কথা হচ্ছে ভাই। আমার শরীর দিচ্ছে না একদম আজকে আর।
ঠিক আছে চুমন, গুড নাইট।
গুড নাইট।
তুমি কাণ্ড যখন ঘটিয়েছো একটু ঘুমিয়ে নাও, কারণ এই অবস্থার পরে না গলায় অবস্থাটা টাইটই হয়।
ঠিক আছে, আমি কাটলাম।
ঠিক আছে বস, কাটোসকে।
গুড নাইট।
গুড নাইট ভাই,
গুড নাইট।
গুড অস নাইট অস। তো গাইস চুমনকে আমরা বাই বলতে বলতে
Do
আমরা
I
চলে
have
আসবো
company?
জেভিয়ারের
What kind of
কাছে।
person comes to a place like this and just spaces?
Hey, I wasn't spaced.
Sure you were.
Why are you making fun of me?
Oh, he said Tatarasuna. Looks like we came to the right person.
Oh, is there something you want to know about Tatarasuna? My name's Xavier.
It's not Xavier, it's Xavier. Hand off.
Certainly. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told
And
that its
we have nowhere
history
to
is one of
go.
the most foremost
Tahle kotha
forging and
bola chalu
smelting
kore.
operations in the nation goes...
A couple? When
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then, too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about...
Oh, I didn't realize you two...
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a hit.
What brought this on? Did you... Sure, go ahead. A Kabukimono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I... Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh,
Oh, you're farewell.
looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you. Come on. Alright, let's head off and...
চলো গাইস আমরা যাব নাহিডার কাছে আর আমরা ইকোজ অফ হিস্ট্রি এটাকে আনলক করে ফেলেছি এইটা কি গাইস একবার দেখে নেব সি গ্যানোডার্মা এটাকে আমরা বলবো সি গ্যানো অরিগানো সি গ্যানো চিগানো চলো গাইস দেখে ফেলি কত দূর হ্যাশট্যাগ যেতে হবে চলো গাইস কাবুকিমোনো দেখে ফেলবো তো গাইস এখনো আমরা কাবুকিমোনোস ফিনালে দেখছি কেন জানি না
Race you!
Hey, it's them.
কাটসিন চালু হয়ে গেছে আকাবার পাল্টা নাম ভুলে গেছি
Akaba! Sawada! You're still here?
আকাবা এন্ড সাওয়াদা
Indeed we are. If you
We have time. What
it's the same topic.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we do...
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh?
No one has Whale Cutter project.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well.
তো সেরকম কিছু তো পেলাম না আর তো পড়তে বসারও আমার শখ নেই কন্টেন্ট হ্যাজ চেঞ্জ ট্যাম্পারিং এর জন্য
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this?
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow.
Well.
Ugh. This new information.
Yes, okay.
And they're back at it.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so
You're welcome. See,
Keep us in the
তো
loop.
গাইস আমাদেরকে থ্যাংক ইউ বলে মালগুলো করবে কে দিয়ে চলো গাইস আমরা চলে যাব নাহিডার কাছে কারণ আমাদের চাই আনসার্স বা ব্যালেডিয়ার কি ঘটনা ঘটিয়েছে সেইটার একটা ডিটেইলড অ্যানালিসিস রিপোর্ট আর সর্দি গলায় নাহিডা কি কথা বলে
we're here. Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. The Balladeer? You look troubled. Is there...
হো গাইস নাহিডাও ব্যালেডিয়ারের ইয়েটা জানে না এখন আর Electrocon was a puppet who lived among men.
That's quite a story. So, but how is he? As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase them... So, you believe this person really exists? Yes. Theoretically speaking, the traveler... So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible. Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's motivations. I can only make inferences.
তো গাইস আমরা পাওয়াল দিতে শুরু করছি ব্যালাডিয়ারের, কারণ আমরা নাহিডাকে গিয়ে ব্যালাডিয়ারের পুরো স্টোরি বলে দিয়েছি। গ্রেটার লর্ড রুকারে ওয়াটার ইয়েটাও আমরা বলিনি, কিন্তু এটা একটা ব্যাপার।
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right? Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. That power... Yeah, it just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return. Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one.
This should be the one.
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us. What is it? A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look. Is this a fairy tale? I authored this record myself. Huh? When combined with the... Hold on. So this record survived from the past? Yes.
So,
any information about the balladeer or the Kabukimono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul. That's incredible! And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us. The now erased life of the There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of... Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too fool... But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree, who had been abandoned. The kitten too wished to become a fox. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. A gray fox... The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water,
background story
clear,
in a fairy tale way.
spotless, and pure. the monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this. Quench the..." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten
Leave the mountain for good,
never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different. We solved it! I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer's story. It is his very own memories. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive this memory was creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
Guys,
It's hard to believe that this person really existed. Let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke. The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own harbinger.
তার মানে গাইস আরো একটা নতুন হারবিঞ্জার এসে যাবে।
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer. So the answer is not when you give someone the truth. To others looking on, this may never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom, and that is what you have been doing all along. Yeah, Nahida's right. Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head? You got it. Come on, traveler. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar.
Achievement আমরা আরো একটা আনলক করে ফেলেছি।
It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
গাইস আমরা যাব গ্র্যান্ড বাজার। এটা কিন্তু এম বাজার নয়, গড়িয়ার এম বাজারও নয়, গড়িয়া হাটেরও এম বাজার নয়। এটা হচ্ছে টেভাটে গ্র্যান্ড বাজার। গাইস উড়তে বেশ ভালোই লাগে। টেভাট কিন্তু গাইস ডিরেক্টলি টিবেট থেকে ইন্সপায়ার্ড। খালি রিজিয়নগুলো আলাদা আলাদা, সেটা আলাদা ব্যাপার গাইস, কিন্তু মেন নেমটা হচ্ছে টিবেট। এটা তো গাইস কি একটা জিনিয়া। গাইস তোমরা একটা জিনিস লক্ষ্য করে থাকো, গ্র্যান্ড বাজার হোক সেই অন্য কোনো জায়গা হোক, এটা কিন্তু মানে একটা গাছকে মাঝ বরাবর জড়িয়ে
We're here! What should we
সেটার
eat
আশেপাশে
first?
যাওয়া।
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
খাবার। What do you wanna eat?
Alright,
Food.
whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get some... What is it? Have you figured it all out?
তো গাইস আমরা যেটা বুঝতে পারছি সেটা হচ্ছে গ্রেটার লর্ড রোকারে ওয়াটা
Why'd you jump
যদি
up all
নিজের
of a
মেমরি
sudden?
ডিলিট করতে হয় তাহলে লেসার লর্ড কুসানালি বানিয়ে তারপরে ডিলিট করতে হয়েছিল। তার মানে ওয়ান্ডারার যদি নিজের এক্সিস্টেন্স ডিলিট করতে যায় তাহলে তাকে ওয়ান্ডারার মানে ব্যালেডিয়ার যদি নিজের এক্সিস্টেন্স ডিলিট করতে যায় তাহলে তাকে একটা রিইনকার্নেশন
Excuse me,
বানাবে।
boss. There seems to be a small
Wanderer
problem
bole.
with the last bill. Look, here.
তো গাইস চলে এসছে ওয়ান্ডারার।
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Look, if you're gonna help.
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the...
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and that I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting...
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outside...
You're welcome, I guess.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment.
Stop. You don't want money. You don't...
That's right. We can talk more about that later.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay
তাহলে
out of
গাইস
sight.
চলো
Don't let him
পাবলিক
see
ক্যামেরা
you.
করব ফলো। The Kabukimono's finale.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Oh, alright.
This
Well,
should be
stealing
enough.
his sunset, yes. Hide, guys, hide.
Guess I should watch. Huh? You two over there. Is there... You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice. No, we haven't met. I have no recollection.
Are you
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
a puppet? What makes you
Oh,
think that?
guys, ও থোড়াই জানবে যে ও puppet.
You were right. The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever. Okay, but please let me deliver.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that...
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return,
That's...
let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Then let's return to
Alright.
the city.
চলো গাইস হ্যাশট্যাগ ফেরত চলো। কাবুকিমোনো সোনালে এটা কোথায় নিচে না উপরে দেখতে হবে গাইস এটা নিচে না উপরে এইটা গাইস উপরে
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them.
Oh, you really went and picked some more.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, Bob.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should...
But I don't...
তো গাইস ওয়ান্ডারারকে বোঝানো হচ্ছে টাইমের ভ্যালু।
No, then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find...
Thank you. All right, done. Thank...
গাইস ইনভেস্টিগেট করে আমরা কি পাচ্ছি?
Don't worry about...
আচ্ছা, ডোন্ট ওয়ারি অ্যাবাউট মি। ঠিক আছে, ওয়ারি করবো না, কোনো চাপ নেই গাইস। রিটার্ন টু স্যাংচুয়ারি অফ সুরাস্তানা। চলো গাইস, একে নিয়ে যাবো আমরা লেসার লর্ড কুসানালির কাছে, মানে নাহিডার কাছে, এবং গলা কেড়ে দেবো। তো গাইস আমরা কিন্তু 30 মিনিট মার্ক পার করে ফেলেছি, আর এখন আমরা যা চলছি কাবুকিমোনোস ফিনালেতেই আছি।
What's wrong? Huh?
Nothing is wrong, Nahida. আমরা পাবলিক হয়ে
Hello.
চলে এসেছি।
I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk. You say
Guys,
that you were
Pikachu,
trekking across Teyvat to train yourself.
Pikachu guys agree করছি।
Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather...
বলা উচিত না,
This is a
alternate
difficult
reality
one
বলা
to
যায়।
explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called previous incarnation.
Previous
Like a past
incarnation.
life or something? Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
তা ছিল না
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt, but I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit.
ক্লাস নেওয়া হচ্ছে।
Sometimes you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Guys, Wanderer
I gave everything I had,
জানানো হলো public
but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone,
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes...
that is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet...
It seems like...
we're not trying to hurt.
If we were enemies, why are you trying?
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street! He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything! What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of
Yes.
please.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet. With no...
Very well. Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf? Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you.
So guys, আমরা পেয়ে গেছি ডোমেনের এন্ট্রি লেভেল 90 রেকমেন্ডেড হচ্ছে অ্যানিমোতে গাইস আমরা পেয়ে যাব পাবলিককে যে হচ্ছে ওয়ান্ডার নট আ প্রবলেম
This looks like Inazuma. Right now, you're in a dream I created using information. These memories will show you. Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway.
All right.
Wanderer, is that because this is kind? You could say that in a sense.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. No, there's no way. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? Not a scratch.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Bikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna. And the rest is history. Well, it used to be. In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident. Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
সেটা চক্করে গাইস ওয়ান্ডারার কিন্তু নিজেকেই বাওয়াল করিয়ে গাইস এখানে একটা আমরা পেয়ে গেলাম সানসেটিয়া একচেটিয়া সানসেট
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new join us.
গাইস গেট খুলেছে somehow এটা লিংক পেয়েছি গাইস আই বিলিভ এটাই দরজা তো গাইস একটুখানির জন্য আমাদের গায়ে লেগেছে ইলেকট্রো কিন্তু গাইস ইলেকট্রো হোক চাই ডেন্ড্রো হোক চাই যাই হোক আমাদের কিন্তু কেউ বাওয়াল দিতে পারবে না
Huh? What are we doing back here? Whoa, this...
I was abandoned. Like...
Okay. I heard my mom and dad, he kept coughing all the time. Just like me.
But you can't.
Yup. We're family now. This child didn't have a name. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together. What happened to the child then? He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no The voices have gone. It looks like...
Let's keep going.
Guys, Shake Pavilion Memory. এখানে শেষ নয় কিন্তু মেজরিটি এখানে হচ্ছে
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon, one that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-awaited rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
To ashes!
Scatter! Spring forth!
The numbers are going too high.
No slacking off.
I see through you. Don't be killjoy. We've only just begun.
Finally.
Can't run.
মেরেছে গাইস চলে মেরেছে
Miscalculated.
সে বটে তুমি মিসক্যালকুলেট করবে না তো কে করবে আমি এই ম্যারোগুলো কি আমি কালেক্ট করতে পারবো না গাইস এগুলো কালেক্টেবল নয় আর বাই এনি চান্স এখানে ঢোকা যাবে এখানেও ঢোকা যাবে না
This place is dark.
Last one, guys. First encounter with
It's the delusion factory in Inazuma. In the original version of events, the travel... Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Guys, Balladeer ekhane dariye.
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan. Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course.
What a sharp Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible. And don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences. Look at you. Oh, bye then. See you at the victory feast.
এই হচ্ছে দাবি গাইস তাহলে বুঝতেই পারছো
Poor little tongue.
মেলোডি এর কিন্তু
Forget it.
সার্কাজম কেউ
Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
No mercy. You can't run. Yeah, nice and spicy.
এই পাবলিকগুলোকে মারালে একটুখানি টাফ হয়ে যায় এরা যখন তখন গ্লাস বডি হয়ে কোথাও চলে যায়
Out of my sight.
আর তার উপরে আমার 250 এর কাছাকাছি কি
It's not over. Winter shall be. Eyes on me. Judgment. Punishment.
Propagate!
প্রভোকেট টারমিনেট করতে করতে গাইস আমরা এদের টেক্কা দিয়ে দেবো আইয়ো গাইস এদেরকে বাঁচিয়ে রাখতে পারবো না কারণ এরা যতক্ষণ থাকবে ততক্ষণ আমাদের গেম প্লেতে #obstruction হবে কিন্তু ভরে ভরে গাইস ফাটুই আসছে তোমরা দেখতেই পাচ্ছ
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll...
Welcome.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they'd think if they knew that nothing matters to you?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon. Let's move on.
মুভ অন বললেই তো গাইস আবার কাটসিন কেন রোল করাচ্ছে
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes? Are there any differences?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrow...
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due,
তো গাইস ওয়ান্ডারার নিজের পাস্ট ইনকার্নেশনের সিনগুলোকে ওন করতে চলেছে, মানে নিজের পুরনো জন্মের পাপের পশ্চাতাপ করতে চলেছে। তোমরা
Can you
যেটা
return
বুঝতে
my
পারছো সেটাই
I've always believed that human lives
বলছি।
follow a set of rules. As a puppet living,
Regaining your memory. Are you sure you want to?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. But then I met you. And I finally I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
তো গাইস ওয়ান্ডারার
You have made your decision.
পারপাস খুঁজতে চায়,
Take
কারণ
this.
প্রত্যেক ওয়ান্ডারারই তার পারপাস খুঁজতে চায়, তবে গিয়ে সে ওয়ান্ডারার স্ট্যাটাসটাকে হারাবে।
Set him free?
A puppet? What's he doing here?
It's...
You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasu will be thrilled.
This is... my...
গাইস পরবর্তী রিটার্ন হচ্ছে ওয়ান্ডারারের
Is
কাছে।
he alright?
ওয়েট করতে
Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
গাইস স্ক্যারামুশের ভেতর এখন গুড আর ইভিলের সাথে
Balladeer?
Balladeer guys, Anemo
Die.
ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে গাইস,
This is trying my patience.
এ ভাই এগুলো ঠিক নয়।
You got all your memories back now?
Have you got any more stupid questions? Feeble human!
এই ভাই
The wind rises. At my command, Squall, you shall fall.
এই পালা
Behold. Squall and Fury. Perish! The wind
গাইস খাইয়ে তো ওদের কোনো লাভ হবে না গাইস।
The wind rises. My endless cycle begins. Behold.
Oh, guys, endless HP. আমাকে constant পাওয়ার দিতে থাকতে হবে।
Feeble human! The wind rises. Quit following me. Squall and Fury. Insignificant test! Follow me. Behold! The wind rises. Behold! Squall and Fury. Perish! Behold! Know at my command, you shall fall!
At my command, you shall fall. করে আমরা এই করেছি Everlasting Lord of Arcane Wisdom. আশা করছি একবারে গেছে।
Imbecile! Get up!
Okay, guys. আধা বডি নাও মতো
Did we win?
হয়ে গেছে।
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am. You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry.
The memory
Come on.
Me, myself, but not I. এই এটাও গাইস আমরা কিন্তু কে করে ফেলেছি মানে এই অ্যাচিভমেন্টটাকেও আমরা আনলক করে ফেলেছি আর কোনো মানে চেস্ট ফেস্ট কিছু নেই নরমালি একটা ট্রেজার দেওয়া উচিত গাইস
Welcome back, traveler. It feels like we just went up. You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it. After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on you. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui. And they wouldn't.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people. These are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be— Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it, traveler. In the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know what I will try.
Traveler.
Thank you, Nahida.
After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops, and some things in this world can. Everything that you feel is real and lasting. And whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without it. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
তাহলে গাইস নাহিডা আমাদের ওয়ান্ডারারকে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট হিসেবে রেখে নিল, ওয়ান্ডারারেরও একটা জায়গা পেয়ে গেল।
Everything's ended up being
Not a
pretty
problem,
darn.
guys. কিন্তু এই পাবলিক কখনো টিকবে কি, এটাই হচ্ছে কথা।
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you too.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope...
A name is life's first gift. You didn't... The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas. No! Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything?
Confirm. Guys, ওয়ান্ডারারের নেম কি দেওয়া যায়, এইটা হচ্ছে আমরা দেব কাবুকিমোনো। কনফার্ম।
I have no need for these names anymore. Okay. Have you...
ওকে গাইস, কাবুকিমোনো দিতে দেবে না, এটা একটা চাপের ব্যাপার হয়ে গেছে। কি করা যায় গাইস, কি নেম দেওয়া যায়? স্ক্যারামুশের। আমার তো গাইস হেড গাই দিতে ইচ্ছা করছে, দিয়ে দেবো। স্ক্যারামুশ, এটার নাম দেবো তাহলে পপেট ই রাইডেন। ও পুরো দিতেও পারছি না গাইস। গাইস আমি একটা নাম দিয়ে রাখলাম যেটা আমি নর্মালি রাখি না এবং এখন আর ইউটিলাইজ করি না।
Are you sure?
Yes, I think this will do.
All right, if you say so.
There. now you have a name of your—
What about a nickname? Are you done yet? Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one. Everyone who manipulated me,
You mean the Fatui?
the doctor.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and— I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible, even though the events have been erased from the world.
I see. Huh?
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. All right, let's call goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone. What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. Yeah, true. But even so, so we can finally go eat?
Interlude
Paimon,
Chapter Act
thank you
III
both.
আমরা শেষের দিকে। কিন্তু একটাও ট্রেজার চেস্ট পাইনি গাইস। এটা আমার খুবই দুঃখ লাগলো।
I've got it! I can end.
You mean because...
Yeah! The dark clouds had dissipated. Then, one night, as an old man, he had all these Life is a story too long to be told. A journey that you...
এদেরকে ঘেটে দিস না ভাই। তো গাইস একটুখানি আমাদের বাকি আছে রিটার্ন টু দা রেস্টিং প্লেস। চলো গাইস দেখা যাক হোয়াট ইজ দ্য রেস্টিং প্লেস। গাছের উপর দিয়ে যাবো গাইস আমরা রেস্টিং প্লেস। প্রেশারস তো গাইস আমাদের দাবি হচ্ছে রেস্টিং প্লেসে পাওয়া যাওয়া।
As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes right— Wow! Huh? Look at the vase! Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something?
You sound lost and confused.
Guys, কিছু একটা হয়েছে।
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind over what—
Huh? Is there someone here talking?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate, like a vase that falls to the ground.
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
The voices disappeared, and who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying— Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. She feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment.
কিছু না কিছু তো ওয়েট করছে তোমাকে। কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে যে ইনভার্সন অফ জেনেসিস আমরা গাইস আজকে শেষ করে ফেললাম। আমরা দেখে নেব এখানে আমাদের কি আনলক হয়েছে গাইডে একটা ইন্টারটুয়াইন্ড ফেট আনলক হয়ে গেছে গাইস ভেরি নাইস ক্যারিবার্টও আমাদের আনলক হয়ে গেছিল ওটাও আমরা কালেক্ট করে নিলাম গাইস আর একটা জিনিস দেখবো সেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের an appellative stroke বলে একটা very special item consumable very special item এটা দিয়েছে আর গাইস একটা ছোট ব্যাপার আমাদের কিন্তু ইন্টারটুয়াইন্ড ফেট 30টা পৌঁছে গেছে সো আমরা ভালোভাবেই জমাতে থাকছি একদম থামছি না গাইস একবার জাস্ট চেক করে নেব আমাদের অ্যাচিভমেন্টস কি কি আনলক হলো 4টে অ্যাচিভমেন্ট আনলক হয়েছে গাইস যেটাতে আমাদের পাওয়া যাবে 25টা প্রিমোজেম তো ফার্স্ট হচ্ছে ইকোজ অফ হিস্ট্রি ক্লেম করে নেব তারপরে পরিণামা ফক্স ক্যাট বার্ড অ্যান্ড মনস্টার তো পরিণামা মানে হচ্ছে পরিণাম যেটা হচ্ছে রেজাল্ট সেটাও আমরা অ্যাচিভ করে ফেলেছি তারপরে হচ্ছে মি মাইসেলফ বাট নট আই ডিফিট দ্য এভারলাস্টিং লর্ড অফ আর্কেন উইজডম উইদিন দ্য মেমোরি এটা গাইস আমরা আজকে কমপ্লিট করে ফেলেছি ইন্টারলুড চ্যাপ্টার A অ্যান্ড ইনভার্সন অফ জেনেসিস এই চ্যাপ্টারটাও আজকে আমরা ক্লিয়ার করেছি তাই জন্য আমরা আরও 10টা প্রিমোজেম পেয়ে গেলাম উইশিং স্ক্রিনে যাব আমাদের কাছে জমেছে 107টা প্রিমোজেম 107টা প্রিমোজেম না ঠিকই বলেছি গাইস অলওয়েজ আমি স্ক্রিনটা সরিয়ে রাখবো কারণ তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ 30টা ইন্টারটুয়াইন্ড ফেট আছে আর আমি ভুল করে এরকম প্রেস করে দিতে চাই না একদমই কারণ গাইস আমরা জমাচ্ছি একদম নেটল্যান্ড ব্যানার্সের জন্য তো গাইস আজকে আমরা রাখবো এইটুকুই আমাদের সুমেরু আর কনকোয়েস্ট কমপ্লিট হয়ে গেছে আর ইন্টারলুড চ্যাপ্টারও কমপ্লিট হয়ে গেছে আর তোমরা যেটা দেখতে পাবে সেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের নেক্সট আর কনকোয়েস্ট কিন্তু ফন্টেনে চালু হবে হ্যাঁ ফন্টেনের স্টোরি কোয়েস্ট এটা ঠিকই কিন্তু ক্যারাভান রিভার্ড সুমেরু থেকে ওটা ফন্টেনে নিয়ে যাবে তো আজকের জন্য গাইস রাখবো আমরা এটুকুই ভিডিওটা ভালো লেগে থাকলে লাইক করো গাইস তোমাদের কোন সিনটা সব থেকে বেশি ফেভারিট লেগেছে কারণ স্ক্যারামুশ সবারই ফেভারিট ক্যারেক্টার হয়ে গেছে ওর মানে ইমিডিয়েট সার্কাস্টিক রিপ্লাইজের জন্য তো কোনটা সব থেকে বেশি ডায়লগটা ভালো লেগেছে তোমরা কমেন্টে জানিও আর সাবস্ক্রাইব করে নিও যাতে আর কনকোয়েস্টগুলো আমাদের সাথে সলভ করতে করতে তোমরা দেখতে পাও কারণ গাইজ আমরা কন্টিনিউ করতে থাকবো এবং যা প্রিমোজেম আছে আমরা সব জায়গা থেকে প্রিমোজেম বার করব চলো গাইজ আজকে আমরা রাখছি এটুকুই বাই